Welcome to Wild, Women in Lending Determined to Make an Impact. I'm your host, Robin Lavasser. They say our biggest fear is not that we are inadequate. It's being powerful beyond measure. In this podcast, I will share how to break through imaginary ceilings, lean into success, discovering your purpose, and understanding how to create the business and life of your dreams. From failures to triumphs and all the tactics in between, let's jump into the wild arena together. Welcome back to Wild. You know what I'm really grateful for? Doing this podcast. And I'm so grateful for the reach outs, not in a look at me way, but for the reach outs that I receive from people that say, I listened, I learned something, I'm sharing this. And it just got me thinking, I need to do another podcast on gratitude because it really is the secret sauce to a joyful life, right? It really is the secret sauce to not just being happy, which is very fleeting, versus being grateful, which is a deep down, like overall peacefulness, right? An energy that is given out because you exude gratitude. And people can not only feel it, they can see it. They're aware of it, and you know how you feel when people give it and share it to you with you. I came back from a trip and I literally just smiled this morning because while my calendar was on my desk and a few to-dos, there were a few cards and all of them were just gratitude cards, thanking me for one thing or another, most handwritten. Some even included little, I love this one. I got one that was from a realtor event and the realtor sent me a card. Not only was it a great card, but I'll just show you that literally it was over in Bend, Oregon. So it's a picture of the three sisters in Mount Bachelor, which is stunning. You can tell it's a photography that was actually taken. It's glued down. So it's very personalized, which made me want to keep it. I keep a gratitude box over to my right with all of the cards that really touch me. And when I have a bad day, sometimes I reach into that thing and read through a few just to reset and not only let myself receive gratitude, which is a skill in itself, but then pay forward gratitude, right? Walk in gratitude, keep my heart in gratitude, my mind in gratitude, my actions in gratitude. And the truth is, people can for sure, think right now to yourself, 3 grateful people. I can literally off the tip of my tongue immediately go, this one, this one, this one. And if you said 3 more, I could go this one, this one, this one. And there is some that I would give pause. Are they really grateful? Can you feel it from them? But the truth is, the ones that are grateful, you want to answer your phone for faster. You want to say yes to the dinner, the coffee, the lunch. You want to spend time listening to them, knowing how they receive it, knowing the engagement that's there. And so, I take this little card and this gal sent me a little slip with it, which just is a bit of a differentiator, if you will. And it says, if the world is cold, make it your business to build fires. Well, how do you warm people up? I would tell you that gratitude's probably the single, we could say love, but isn't gratitude a form of love? Acknowledgement of others, saying please and thank you is a little bit of a gratitude, but I would say that's more manners. Being grateful is a little different than gratitude, right? And so gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance. It trains your brain to see what is working, what is growing, who is showing up, rather than obsessing over what's missing, obsessing over what didn't happen, obsessing over what could happen in a negative way. And we all have 2 mindsets, right? The other day I was filling something up and somebody said, is your water empty? And I said, no, it's half full. And they kind of giggled. And I looked at them and they said, is that how you live all of your life? And I said, yes, I do. At least I hope to. And when I feel myself even remotely on the fence, you know what I do the quickest? Start to think about gratitude for others, start to think about how to share it, not just think it, not just internalize it, but take it outward. And it immediately puts me back in a place where, yep, okay, life is not that bad. It grounds you in the present. Gratitude grounds you in the present. Instead of chasing the next win or dwelling on what went wrong, gratitude brings your attention back to right now, right here, where life is actually happening. And it's what's funny is we battle, right? Not looking too far ahead and certainly not looking too far behind. We battle to remain in the present, and gratitude in itself keeps you in the present while it is a present. You see what I did there? Very, very tricky. So it's leadership superpower, if you will. How many of you guys know a leader that you're like, oh, they exude gratitude? Leadership superpower is gratefulness. When people can feel your spirit is in gratitude, they want to be around that more. They also know that when you are incredibly grateful, when you're coming to them with correction, with critique, with information, with a no, when they feel you are a grateful leader, it no longer feels like you are taking something away from them or doing something in your best interest over theirs, because gratitude says, I am about others rather than for myself. Very hard to have gratitude and just live in your own head and your own thoughts, always being just thinking about yourself. I wouldn't say that exudes gratitude. When I see people get frustrated, struggle, if you will, in general, I know for a fact that my assignment to them is 100 gratitudes. I don't care how many days it takes. Do not do anything else till you can push through 100. It could be text messages, voice texts, phone calls, writing down gratitude journals, but I want you to do 100. I call it kind of the 100% reset is 100 gratitudes out, right? The 100% reset, 100 gratitudes out. And when we struggle with 100 gratitudes, you should be able to knock those out, if I'm being honest, shy of true like conversation in an hour for all the things we're grateful for. I love the saying of, what if today you woke up and the only things you had, the only things were the things that you truly thanked God for yesterday? Would you have your children? Would you have your health? Would you have your eyesight? Would you have your hearing? Would you have your voice? Would you have your parents? Would you have your car? Would you have gas? Would you have food? Would you have water, energy, sunlight, flowers, a desk, business, work in general, coworkers, underwriters, files, referral partners, makeup, shoes, clothing? Would you have any of it? That's why I say, if you can't get to 100 gratitudes in the blink of an eye, man, you got to really work on your heart. You've got to really work on yourself. And the business of 100% commission, the business of sales, life is hard in general. This is a little extra hard. We talk about it. We talk about why there's combat pay that comes with it, why there are a lot of highs and lows. You know, I joke often that loan officers and realtors are therapists and financial advisors within reason, right? CPAs, the expectations, legalities, like the expectations are massive. And sometimes that can take us to a place of ingratitude, which is not being ingratitude. It means you're not even showing gratitude, right? Maybe you have a little bit internally. And I love it when somebody says to me defensively, of course I'm grateful. I'm worried that you're not grateful enough. Then for sure other people are probably worried that you're not grateful enough. If people have to question whether or not you are grateful, if we threw all of our problems, this is another favorite of mine, throw all your problems in a pile with the rest of the world's, how quickly would you pull yours back out? How quickly would you say, I'll keep those? Those are mine. I don't need those over there. I don't want those down there. I don't want those over there. I want mine. And you know what? I'm honored to be able to work through those, because that is part of life, right? The good and the bad. So challenge yourself. Challenge yourself as we finish out, kind of the summertime of the year, and think to yourself, how do I exude more gratitude? Is it books I need to read? Is it daily writings? I listen to the same 5 songs every day of my life, and all of them right now are gratitude driven. At one point, they were all very hype driven and belief in myself driven, because I needed to put that into my repertoire. Gratitude right now is kind of everything. And things that I'm most grateful for, right? For sure, my family in general, my marriage in general, my health in general, Jesus, right? My faith, massive gratitude, the industry on the whole. I've been teaching a lot lately, and I can tell you there are rooms full of burnout. There's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of blame. There's a lot of excuse. There are a lot of reasons. Very rarely do I walk away from somebody and think, what a grateful human being. And I can tell you, the grateful human beings win the biggest, not just in money, not just in finance, but in life. And at the end of the day, on the tombstone, nobody has their bank account numbers, but people for sure have a lot of things about their life. Beloved mother, beloved wife, beloved community member, impactful human being, right? All of the things. And so let's work on that gratitude. I tell you an exercise for yourself, 3 gratitudes you're grateful for going into anything hard. I'm grateful, right? And it can be quick and surface level, but what I would tell you is that it also needs to be deep set. You should feel it all the way down to your toes, and you can fuel yourself with it, and you can be challenged by it. You can have gratitude mentors. Don't be afraid to seek those out. I would call them one of the most valuable people in your world. For me, my gratitude mentor is Jesus. It's the Bible. It's the easiest place for me to go to return to gratitude and to want to pour it into others. I hope you become more grateful, and I hope you share this if it was helpful. We'll see you on the next Wild.